This is the oldest UFO photograph ever taken. It was captured from the top of Mount Washington by a weather observatory which was monitoring cloud formations in the area. The image shows a cigar-shaped object, surprisingly reminiscent of an alien spacecraft. What makes this photo all the more interesting is that it was taken before the era of planes. So, if nothing man-made was in the skies in 1870, what could this be? Also, as the picture was taken with a stereo photography camera, specialists believe it to be near impossible to fake or manipulate. The identity of the photographer is a mystery. All that is known is that this photo was taken at Cave Junction, Oregon in late 1920s. It is a classic image, a large disc-shaped object hovering above a landscape. What is it? Where was it going? Nobody knows. All that can be said is that at the time this was produced, it would have been extremely difficult to fake such an image. At 2:25 a.m. on the 25th of February 1942, alarm sirens blared out across Los Angeles. However, this was not because of a Japanese attack, as many people suspected at the time. The strange objects which lit up the sky above the city were not of any known origin. Within an hour, anti-aircraft artillery guns fired a barrage of shells at several of the red and silver UFOs. The attack had no effect. The UFOs remained untouched. Eventually, the fleet of objects disappeared into the night sky. South African Elizabeth Clark was a self-proclaimed abductee who is said to have received telepathic messages from Space Brothers since she was a child. This photograph is of a supposed alien spacecraft which landed on the foothills of the DRAKENSBERG mountains in July 1955. From the spaceship emerged Akon, Clara's contact and alien being, described as tall with white hair. Clara was well known and respected. Having worked for Air Force intelligence, her photos and claims were supported by leading UFOologists. Elizabeth Clark never renounced her claims, dying in 1994 at the age of 83. Captured by a Costa Rican government plane on an official mapping mission, this extraordinary image seemingly depicts a large UFO either entering or emerging from Lago de COTE. Due to its links to the government, this photo has been analyzed extensively by various professional organizations and individuals. By using features of the landscape as a reference point, the object appears to be more than 200 meters in diameter. The overriding consensus has been of genuineness, and that the image was neither artificially created nor the result of a camera anomaly. However, nobody has been able to explain what it was, or what it might have been doing there. It was a summer's evening when Dr. Robinson, a professor of geology, was standing in his back garden beside his colleagues Dr. Oberg and Professor Ducker. Suddenly, all three of them witnessed a number of lights race noiselessly across the sky. Their combined testimonies estimated that there have been around 30 luminous, bead-shaped objects flying in a crescent formation. Within just a few minutes, a similar display filled the sky. Between August and November of 1951, Professor Ducker observed 12 more of these mysterious flights. On the 30th of August, Carl Hart Jr. managed to photograph the lights. The Air Force confirmed that no planes had been flying in the area at the time of the sightings. On the 24th of April 1993, Don Raul Dominguez managed to capture a UFO on camera, using up an entire roll of film and 6 more from a second roll. The object which he photographed was a copper-colored disc which appeared to rise from a hillside. It was also reported to have glowed while spinning counterclockwise. What makes this image extraordinary is that Dominguez was always ready to discuss his encounter, quick to offer the original negatives up to investigators, and never demanding or receiving financial compensation for his discovery. The 2 passengers of a small plane flying over Big Bear Mountain on the 27th of May 2004 were astonished when they saw what appeared to be something from another world. The traditional flying saucer-shaped UFO was caught on camera by one of the passengers. However, when the pilot flew the plane closer to the object, all on board were shocked to witness it disappear before their eyes. After the flight, the 3 men had hoped to find someone else to corroborate what they had seen, but no one ever came forward with any information. With over 30 years' experience as a commercial airline pilot, Randy Edding knows the skies like the back of his hand. However, on the night he took this photograph, he saw something which he could not explain. A number of orange and red lights, which shimmered like distortion from engine heat, moved noiselessly from the west. The display caught the attention of others, with cars pulling over to look at the sky. 5 motorists even reported that as the object became visible, a number of cars lost power and had to pull off the highway. What the object was, nobody knows. There were no less than 30 groups of eyewitnesses of these strange triangular UFOs which flew across Belgium over the course of a year. Almost all reports are identical. Large, low-flying crafts which moved silently across the sky. Fighter jets chased these unknown crafts more than once, even locking onto them with their radar. However, the craft still emerged to evade them. To this day, in spite of the many people involved in the sightings, no one has offered a definitive explanation. Many UFOologists regard the events of Belgium in 1989 to 1990 as irrefutable proof of the existence of extraterrestrial spacecraft. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe. If you want more about UFOs, then watch our video about aliens and astronauts.
Both Russia and America have made the sensational claim that UFOs from an unknown civilization regularly visit us and monitor our space exploration. Major Gordon Cooper, an American aerospace engineer and Air Force pilot, was one of the first astronauts in space as part of the Mercury programs.